Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with another unboxing video, and this time it's Halloween and the March of Time, the best of 40 years. I'm going to show you the 3 CD set as well as the 5 LP deluxe box set as well. So let's have a look inside both packages and then I'll talk to you about what I think about them at the other end. So this is a look inside Helloween March of Time, the best of 40 years. I'm going to show you the vinyl set and also the CD set as well. And I'm going to start with the CD set because it's probably a bit easier. So this opens out into 4 panels with various imagery from the band, which are the band themselves. And the CDs are situated in each of these pockets. There's a small booklet inside the left-hand side pocket with pictures of the albums as you go through it. And then a collage in the middle from various artwork from the albums, and then a very tiny kind of almost not an essay but introduction to the band, as they look back, and then basically the track listing for each CD. Each CD is about 76 minutes long, so absolutely packed with music. And then the credits at the back for the band, etc., and the full listing of the musicians. So that is the CD variant, and that has the tracks on the back as well. Now the box set has no information on the back, and it's not a lift off lid, it's one that comes up and it's hinged at the back. So I'll do my best to try and show you this. So probably the best thing to do is to take it out, but the hype sticker basically said March of Time, best of 40 years, a 5 LP colour vinyl box set anthology spanning 40 years of power metal perfection, includes an art print and a puzzle. So this is BMG and Noise. So inside is a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, I'll talk more about my thoughts about the whole package at the end of this, but there you've got that. And then you've got a print, which is basically the front of the booklet from the CD. That's card, and this was the kind of on the back of the box set. So this is that tiny little essay that was in the last but one page on the CD booklet, and then you've got the artwork for each of these records, and then who's in the band. So the albums themselves, the album comes out the top. They're not like vinyl covers with spines or anything, they're just in a sleeve. So a bit like the old 12-inch singles you might have bought, those of you who go back a long way. And the albums themselves are all on red vinyl. So I'm just going to show you this one. So one side has got the artwork on and the other side has got the track titles on. So that's number 1. So it's exactly the same track listing. So you can see the track listing on the back, but they're all in red vinyl, like so, with the track listing on the back. This is they're all in different order because I've been playing them all. So I'll be able to tell you what I think of the pressing, if I can get this last one out. There's always one. There you go. And this is the last one, which is actually disc 1, which is actually the one I'd played a couple of times. So that is Helloween, 40 years, with a puzzle and an art print. And now I'll tell you what I think of the sets. So that's a look inside the 3 CD set and the 5 LP vinyl set as well. So what are my thoughts? Musically, this is stunning. If you're new to this band and you like bands like Iron Maiden, Queensryche, probably Dragon Force, then I would point you directly at the 3 CD set because this gives you an absolutely perfect overview of what this band is like. They formed in 1984. They've made over 16 albums. You know, many of them are absolute classics of the power metal genre. It's an absolutely amazing band. And the compilation covers the whole spectrum of what they've done. If I've made a, because it doesn't say on the package where the tracks are from, but if I just give you a quick kind of rundown, Walls of Jericho is from the Walls of Jericho 1985, Metal Invaders, Walls of Jericho, Victims of Fate, same album, How Many Tears, same album, Eagle Fly Free, Keeper of the Seven Keys, Helloween, same album, Tale That Wasn't Right, same album, Future World, Seven Keys again. That is such a classic album, I think, and that was the one that really put them on the map. March of Time is also from that album. So is Dr. Stein, also from that album. Sorry, that's from part two. Seven Keys part two, sorry. Keeper of the Seven Keys, part two, 1988. I Want Out, Seven Keys part two. Kids of the Century, Pink Bubbles Go Ape, and number one, Pink Bubbles Go Ape. That was the first album they did, I think, for EMI, where they lost some of their audience because they changed direction in some ways. But I feel that's still a really good album. Windmill from Chameleon is only one track from that album. And then Soul Survivor from Master of the Rings, Perfect Gentleman, the Middle of the Heartbeat, also from Master of the Rings, and Why. They're back on form on that album, and it's absolutely brilliant. And when we get on to disc two, there's more light and shade, there's some ballads, there's more hard rock as well as power metal. From the Time of the Oath, there are 3 tracks from that. Hey Lord is from Better Than Raw, as is I Can. The Dark Ride has a couple of tracks. Grab It, Don't Come Easy, 1 track. Keeper of the Seven Keys, The Legacy, 1 track from that. Another one on disc 3, and As Long As I Fall, Gambling with the Devil, 2 tracks from that with Kill It. From Seven Sinners, there's 2 songs from that. Straight from Out of Hell, there's 3 songs from that album. And God Given Right, there are two tracks from that. And Pumpkins, there's a single. Best Time from Helloween, and there are 2 more tracks from that. Now, obviously, that's all repeated on the LP set as well. So everything is covered. So what are my thoughts? Again, I just want to touch on this because this is an amazing band. And I think that 18-year-old vocalist, as he was Michael Kiske, the vocalist, and this first period, the 80s period of this band, his voice, those of you who love Queensryche, and this isn't a Queensryche copyist band at all. And I'm talking to you like that because of some of you who may not be as familiar as you might be. Those of us who grew up through the 80s, there was so much going on. There were so many tram lines of music that it was so easy not to be completely follow one band's particular path. But, Helloween were like the forefathers of power metal coming from Germany. And it's an incredible band with an incredible story. A whole stream of musicians came in and out of this band, and it is a story. They've had loss, they've had heartache, they've had success across the world. Now, I say that in that way because if anything could have been done better for this final set or this, it would have been a more expansive booklet. Because the word here is context. I've said, the names of some of the tracks and what albums they're from, but I had to Google that because it doesn't say that in either package. And there's a tiny, literally 1.5 paragraph reminiscence from the band saying, wow, 40 years have slipped by and what a ride it's been. But it would have been good to have had the band involved in talking a bit more expansive about how the band came together, the impact they had on those first few albums, the different lineup changes, when things did happen to them, and the ups and downs, even talking about some of these key tracks, like we have in lots of box sets where the band actually just drop in a few lines about what a song was like, and how it fitted into the live set, etc. Do you know what I mean? You could say, well, you could look up at Wikipedia and get a bit of background. But for a box set like this, I would have rather have had a booklet that gave me an overview of the band's history with input from the band themselves, rather than what's classed as a print, which isn't that exciting, and a jigsaw puzzle. If you're looking at this thinking, I really, really want that, then great. But the booklet in here shows the album covers, but there is nothing in the vinyl set that shows the original album covers. And I think something like that, again, this is celebrating 40 years of a band's history and what they've been through and what they achieved, and seeing like some of the memorabilia, press ads, reviews from the time, album reviews or live reviews, that would have brought this closer together to bring many people in towards the band, because this is obviously aimed, the vinyl set is aimed at people who are uber fans, who really think, I want that to celebrate this band. And I think something like that, this is from BMG Records, who had something similar with the Winger box set and the Rat box set, and I feel that would have given this another star from me in particular. But for those of you who want to find out more of them, I can't do anything other than recommend the 3 CD set, because it's absolutely stunning. Same tracks on the vinyl, but I just feel that could have done with a bit more thought perhaps on what's in the box. But the vinyl pressings are great. It's, they look great on red vinyl. All the tracks are in there. It's sequenced almost the same. There's only a couple of things that are moved around for putting space on the vinyl records, but it's all there. So these are out now on BMG. So if you're new to the band, check out the CD, stream the band first. If you're a big fan anyway, you'll have a lot of this, and so it'll be thinking, do you want this? Is it something you need? There might be some tracks or some albums you missed out on. But as I said with the track list rundown, every album is represented. And obviously the ones that were most popular, I've got most of the tracks, many of the key tracks are on there. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Remember, please subscribe, ring that little bell, check out the website, buy some merch, become a YouTube member or a patron, and get access to our private groups on WhatsApp and also Facebook. And you'll also get an invite to our twice monthly virtual pub meetups at the Now Spinning Arms. So remember, music is the healing of the doctor. Take care, keep spinning those discs, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon.